Hello, my name is Scott McDonald from F Expansion. Now today we're going to try to learn a little bit more about the OhmBoyz delay. Now, if you're wondering, like I am, why the Ohm Force have asked someone who knows nothing and quite frankly cares even less about their products to present them, I think it's best if we ask them. Speak, Ohmy, why did you ask me to do this job? It's nonsense.
Parce qu'on ne parle pas la langue.
Nonsense. So, OhmBoyz, best delay ever, filter in the feedback line, blah blah blah. Oh god, press releases are boring. Your press releases are boring, man. Do you copy that? Anyway, OhmBoyz. Now you guys listen. Amazing. How the hell did you guys do this?
Here is the Symptome Mellowman drum sound that we start with. As you can hear, it's a bit dry, which is perfect for this tutorial. Now the first thing that we have to decide is whether we want to choose OhmBoyz as a sound effect or as an insert effect. Delays are usually used as sound effects, but generally they also don't come with the filtering arsenal that you can find in OhmBoyz. So, when you want to use the whole signal to be processed through it, to radically change its frequency presence in the mix, using it as an insert effect is the way to go. But here, rather than changing our drum track completely, we'll be adding some subtle spice to the sound, so this time it will be used as a send effect. Here's a funky-skinned OhmBoyz. It starts with a relatively simple patch. First, we'll clean up the filter action. Let's kill the resonance by double-clicking its knob. Then set the filter cutoff so that all frequencies are unaffected. Do you see the yellow circle around the knob? It means that this parameter is selected. You can now see its name and value here in the main edit and check out if there is an LFO associated with it. There is one here in this instance, so let's remove it for now. As OhmBoyz is being used in this example as a send and not as an insert effect, we can also remove the dry signal from the process to deal with the wet and dry mix directly in the sequencer's mixer. To do this, we kill the pre-delay and the tape 1 level. Now, we will leave tape 1 exactly as it is, in case we change our minds later and need a tape sync with the song, and so it can work with tape 2. Let's put it on a half-beat period. Of course, we need some gain to hear it. Now imagine you have a bar with 4 notes on the beat going into OhmBoyz. What we have for now is a send that would add 4 beats between the beats at a chosen level. One of the big things to do with delays is to create strange plate verb effects with a short delay period. When it's short enough, with enough feedback, the repetitions start to work like an oscillator and you start to hear a note. We will try not to have it too artificial, so let's remove the BPM clipping and set the delay period, which will work a bit like an oscillator pitch here, to something that doesn't ruin the mix. Difficult, isn't it? Well, it's not completely an oscillator either. Anyway, we're close to something here. Don't be fooled by the main edit. You can be more accurate than that. It sounds better and good enough. Now, let's have fun with the filter and feedback. Note that we have switched from low pass to a peak filter that allows us to keep all frequencies while emphasizing only one. This allows us more room for delay lines mixed with other things. Now it's time to add space. Let's apply a gentle LFO on the delay line pan. There is already one here from the default patch. We'll switch back to BPM mode and edit it. Precisely speaking, what we have done here is to auto-modulate the pan by having the affected pan value moving around the parameter value according to a looped curve. Now, we'll have the pan going from center to 25% left, then center, then 25% right, then center in 12 beats.
So this is your bloody website, huh? No offence, man, but it's messy and a bit mad. I mean, what are these lines everywhere? It's nonsense. How did you code this website? Hey, your keyboard's got no letters on it. You dirty geek. You've got white keys and no letters. And show me your mouse.
Okay, so we have adjusted a nice texture and animated the rhythmic pattern, but we could actually do more. Let's hit the red button and turn on the second delay line. Now, to fine-tune that one, it will help to cut line 1 for a while. The line gain is 0 decibels, or 0 dB, which is standard for a parameter. Let's shut it down for a moment. To keep a rock-style groove, we'll change quarter beats to half beats. Now it's a bit monotonous and it doesn't allow us a lot of space. What we'll do here is to change the half beat period into 1.5 or even 2.5 beats. Now, a bit more fun with filters, and this time, distortion. Now, let's add some quick sweep effect with a sine LFO on our frequency parameter. And another stereo LFO. Allow the first delay line to come back. Okay, nearly done now. What we have is already a pretty unique delay, but now we'll take advantage of OhmBoyz to combat the monotonous dynamic created by the blind repetition of all of the signals. To do this, we'll use the LFO again. Let's have the pre-delay alternatively feeding the first and the second delay lines. Now, what we need is a square waveform. The square LFO will allow the routing to be going to one side or the other. Let's set it to switch every bar. Now, careful. To sound nice, this kind of LFO needs to be synced to the beat. There are two ways to do this. Today, we'll use the dirty but simple one. That is, that an OhmBoyz LFO starts or is reset at the very time its amplitude value ceases to be null. So what we'll do is to edit the value with a keyboard and hit enter on the beat. Of course, we should have it working in a song context, because next time you'll play it after a stop and you'll have to automate that at the start of the song. Okay, so now we have managed to get some space back into the mix. It's a bit too much actually, and we don't want to completely lose the echo feeling. So, let's fine-tune by reducing the LFO amplitude. Note that as long as we don't bring it back to 0, we can tweak it without losing the sync. Now, we can go back to the whole mix with a delay on ascend, noticeable enough to characterize the sound, but not too overwhelming, so we can discreetly apply it to other instruments as well.
Well, that's it for the tutorial. I don't know if it was enough for you, but it certainly was enough for me. Now I've been commissioned by some of the fans and the F-Expansion R&D department to have a look at what the Ohm designers are up to for their next product. I think we can safely assume they're not doing a rompler. Let's get out of here.
Next month, we're going to look at how the revolutionary Predatome can increase your corporate profits and efficiency by over 23%.